Hello and welcome to another Know Your Stuff video where we go over different categories of items to sell on eBay. Today I have a treat for you. We're going to go over the Illuminati card game from the early 90s. This is a cult classic and has predicted some major events before they even happen. And that's what's really jump started and catapulted this game to cult status. We'll go over some of that stuff in a second. So if you haven't heard of this game, you're definitely going to watch this video to see if you have any of these cards in your collection, or if happen to stumble upon these at a garage sale or an estate sale, you'll know what you're looking for. Some of these cards go for a crazy amount of money. So this game itself came out in 1994 and 1995 through Steve Jackson Games, who you've probably heard of before. He did the Munchkin series, and Munchkin is really the most popular game that he's created. Now he's been doing stuff since the 80s, and so you can see Rick and Morty. There's Adventure Time, and he's made a ton of money selling the Munchkin brand and licensing that stuff out. As you can see, there's Deadpool, and that's what he's basically known for now. But Steve Jackson did a lot of stuff in the 80s. As a matter of fact, the original Illuminati game, before the card game in the 90s, came out in the 80s, and I actually do have a copy. And some of those don't go for a ton of money. It's the cards that you want to look out for, as we could see here. They're most known for predicting the future, and just like a Simpsons episode that predicted all kinds of things that have come to pass, the Illuminati card game has predicted a few things. As you can see, just take a look at this card. Does it remind you of anything? And there is dozens of cards that are like this that came out in 1994 and 1995 that have predicted all kinds of events. What's really funny is they actually have like presidential cards too. There's a Bill Clinton card and a Hillary Clinton card, and I think that was actually pretty funny. See, there's a Bill Clinton card, and it's funny, the Bill Clinton card, real quick. Not too many people know this little kind of strange fact about this card. Do you see how he has a collar, and he's kind of got like a dog collar, and he's flipping a coin? The the Hillary version is when you put them side by side. This is so funny. When you put them side by side, she's holding the leash. Let's see if I can find her. See, she's holding the leash. So when you put them both together, it's hilarious. But anyway, so there's a Hillary Clinton card, and there's actually some other type. I think there's like Newt Gingrich, and there's some other well-known people that were created for this card set. There was two sets that came out. The original set from 1994, and I want to say the series 2 was Assassins, came out in 1995. And the first series basically came out in these kind of black packs, and the little gold packs are basically the unlimited edition. The funny part about the first editions and the unlimited editions, they're the same exact cards. There's no really difference that I can ever see, and I've sold quite a few of these cards over the years. And to my knowledge, there's no way to tell the difference between the unlimited versions and the regular versions of the different cards. And like I said, there's tons of cards to that original series. As we could see here, this is a list that was compiled in April 18th of 1995. You can see all the different cards, and I'm going to leave a link to these two links below so that you can see. So if you ever get any of these cards, they're easy to look up. The original series had common, uncommon, rare. The rare ones are actually the cards that are worth the most. Illuminati is just a part of the game. They're basically like commons, and the specials are even like commons, but the rare cards are the ones that are the really hardest ones to find. And they, I want to say they didn't even come one per pack, and I think there was maybe one rare in a 50 card starter deck. And so some of those cards go for anywhere between $15 to $100 a piece. You'll just have to look each one of them up. Like I said, Assassins right here, which this list was made in 1996. They actually have ultra rares in here, and as you can see, there's some different ultra rares. Now, some of the ultra rares, some of these ones go for anywhere between $25 to $100. Some of them are even more, because these things are actually really hard to find. And you can see there's a different cards and everything. And I can actually go, and I'll leave a link to this card list below so you can actually see that. So like I said, one of the interesting things that they did in sometime in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, Basically took both sets and they made a factory set. As you can see here, it's called One with Everything, and I've seen these go for all kinds of different prices. I've seen this sealed set go for $1,000. I've seen open sets go for 200, 400, 500. It's the prices are all over the place. It's still actually a really cool thing to get if you can ever find it, especially if you can find one sealed. They were savvy and smart enough to make the cards black borders on this particular factory set. So basically, people just don't crack the sets open and then sell all the rare cards out of here. So that was very smart. So if you ever see any Illuminati cards with black borders, those are going to be from the One with Everything factory set. So I think that was pretty smart. As you can see here, some of the regular cards are like purple. The terrorist thing right here, that's also like purple. There's some red ones that are like characters, and there's another one too. Let's see if I can see this. I think this is the blue one. The red cards are usually like characters and kind of like other things. It looks like some people were doing their own little custom cards. There's also purple ones. But like I said, if you ever find one that has the black borders, oh, these are the Illuminati cards right here. If you ever see these, they're basically like commons and uncommons. They're part of the game. You lay these down, and it builds off of these. But if you ever see these sideways cards, and as a matter of fact, there's actually a really good picture of all 28 of the ones right here. They're not worth that much. They basically commons and uncommons, but they're marked with the eye if you ever see it on the checklist here. Here's George Bush. I think this thing looks like nothing like George Bush, which I think is pretty funny. It literally looks nothing like George Bush. But some of these cards go for good money, and you'll have to look them up. Like I said, there's actually a few promo cards that they made that were stuffed in magazines in the 90s. This Duelist one happens to be one, this trading card game. As you can see here, it's like a guy with like cards in his pocket, like he's selling watches on the side of the street. This card goes anywhere between $25 to $50, and especially if you can find these magazines like sealed, there's that. And Pyramid Magazine also came out in the 90s, which housed basically two of the rarest promo cards that you can find. This Strange Bedfellows and Convenience Stores. Now, Convenience Stores, to my knowledge, is the rarest promo card. Not too many of them were produced. I want to say maybe in the hundreds, maybe the low thousands were produced, and that's like nothing when a lot of those magazines that were sold. So finding these two cards actually in the magazine still, you probably get like, I don't know, $5 to $1,000 for those magazines if you can find them still sealed with these cards in them. These cards have fluctuated all over the place over the last 5 years. I would expect Strange Bedfellows to be anywhere between $75 to $200, and Convenience Store anywhere between $100 and $300 on any given day. To my knowledge, I've never seen any of these cards graded, and I think at some point that might actually be a thing with these cards, but that hasn't actually happened yet for those. And like I said, if we can actually search through sold listings, and I can show you some of the crazy prices some of these things go for, especially see how someone made a COVID-19 um, a card. So look at this set. The whole set of Assassins went for $2,300. That is crazy. Here's a two sealed one of with everything sets. Here's someone that collated a thing. Here's 1,500, a lot of 1,500 cards, and it has some of those Bill. I want to say Bill Clinton, but the Donald Trump. That's another one that they predicted. As we could see here, the Donald Trump one. I actually had a bunch of these, and I listed them, and they sold so fast, and I kick myself for them because I think I could have got a lot more when I sold these. That was actually probably like 3 or 4 months ago. I got a huge collection of these in, and as you can see, so the One with Everything set, you can see it's selling for $1,000 sealed. And some of the hand collated sets go for way more than that. If you can, piece together two of those series sets to go, and you can see there's like tons of money. Let's see if we can actually see any of the promo cards in here, if they're even in the top money. Oh, here's a sealed pyramid one that I was talking about, and this one has convenience stores in it. And I think this actually was a really good price for that. As you can see here, different lots. This is just basically, um, oh my God, I can't believe this card went for that much money. I had tons of these like 3 months ago. Oh, I might have sold them so cheap. Man, I kick myself now. I literally sold these cards maybe for $7 or $8 a piece, and there was like, geez, maybe like 5 or 6 of them that sold like instantly as I listed them because I don't think it was as popular as that card is now. That is too crazy. There's a convenience store that sold for $127, and that's pretty reasonable for that card because it's a very rare promo card. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like button. Click the yeah, leave a like button. Click the like button. Leave a comment if you've ever heard of this set before, and I hope shed some light on another collectible that you might have not have been aware of that you can check and find in the stores and stuff. So, good luck to everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care.